Good morning. I woke up today, actually I woke up last night. I went to bed last night thinking about limits and limitations and limiting beliefs. And so that's what I want to talk about today. Because I know I talk a lot about limiting beliefs. What are beliefs that you have, that you indulge, that you entertain, that make you feel a certain way about yourself? And I am noticing some of that in myself because I'm on day 102 right now. Is that correct? Yes, I'm on day 102, and I'm going to go up to, I decided I'm going to go up to 108 days with this video thing because 108 is such a magical number for me, such a powerful number for me. So I've been thinking about, well, what's next? And that question, what's next, is kind of a limitless question because I'm asking myself, well, what's the next thing I want to take on? What's the next challenge? What's the next edge? And then as soon as I ask myself that question, what's the next edge? Edge, by definition, says, it just like I'm leaning on this fence post, edge is, it's like a divider. And in Latin, the word for edge is limen, like a threshold, and we have the cognate liminal from that. And I think about this a lot because we love living at the edge. We love thunderstorms. We love watching sunsets and sunrises. We love watching weather move across the sky. We love when babies are born, and death, as sad as it is a really beautiful time of communities coming together and sharing memories and love for the soul that has passed out of the body and into whatever is next. And there's that next again. So it's such an interesting place for me to just meditate and ponder, what does that even mean? So when I think about what's next, what I know is coming for me is a book. And I've already written 2, and they're available online. They're ebooks and they're free. But what I'm imagining for myself, what I'm seeing for myself, and I know is being birthed because I've been doing this every single day since I was 12 years old, is a big book. Babies, oh, you're so cute. That's not next for me, but that could be next for you. But I'm birthing a baby, actually. So when I think about what's next, I think about, okay, I'm writing a book, and I am seeing myself as a best-selling author. I'm seeing myself with a hardcover book that people gift each other, and they read, and they write in the margins, and they love, and it inspires, and they keep it around because it's got this high vibe, and it's got wisdom, and it's got stuff that people want to refer to again and again. And I know that is in me from having done this video series. So, Leona, you're so funny. I'm agreeing with you. Anyway, so that's what's next for me. So when I think about my book, and the book that I want to write, the book that I am writing, and the book that has been in process for so many years, I have hundreds of pages of memoir that I get into this spin about, I don't know what I'm doing with it. And that's where I bump up against my limitation, right? Because there's this belief in me that says, I'm supposed to do it a certain way. I'm supposed to have an agent. I'm supposed to have a certain size of platform. I'm supposed to do it in a certain way. And you know what I've realized is that we're all doing it our own ways. We're all doing it in the way that is the natural expression of however you talk, or you write, or you make movies, or you cook, or whatever it is that your stuff is. So I've been thinking about limitation. And so there's this one concept we have about a limiting belief, which is that it's something that contains us, and it confines us, and it keeps us living in our smaller self. And then I think about, well, how do I use limits that actually create structure and support and safety for me? And the way that I have structured my day by choice is limited. And I like it that way. And what I mean is this, that I'm choosing at every moment, do I want this or do I want that? Every single day, I wake up and I do my gratitudes first. And I deliberately choose to lie in bed with my eyes closed and think about what I'm grateful for, rather than turning on my phone or checking Facebook or reading the news or anything else. I deliberately choose that. And by making a choice, that is actually limiting what comes into my field of awareness. I'm choosing to prime my brain with gratitude first at the expense of everything else. So is that a limitation? Yes, it's a self-imposed one, and I like it because it feels great. I also choose every single day to start my day with a cold shower. Now, a lot of you are probably going like, ooh, God, I would never want to do that. Try it before you before you diss it. I love it. Right? It's a choice. I could wait for the hot water to come on. For sure, I could. Or I could choose to not even start my day with a shower. A lot of people do that too, right? A lot of people go to the gym and they shower later. I start my day with a cold shower. That's something I choose, right? Is that a limitation? Maybe, right? I'm choosing this instead of the other thing. And so there's a way that when you start getting super, super clear about what you want and what you're going for, you say no to a bunch of stuff. It's just like zeros and ones on a computer, right? The switch is either at a 0 or a 1, and that creates some resulting code. And I'm not a coder, so I won't even pretend to go down that road. All I know is at a very high level, that's how computers operate. Just like a light switch, it's either on or it's off, right? And the potential is available for it to be on or off at any time, but whatever you choose is what's going to create the results that you're getting. So I just like happened upon this thought last night when I was thinking about limitation, because I received an email from someone and he argued for a whole bunch of limitations that he actually doesn't want. And so I was thinking about, okay, like this is where he is right now, where he's feeling like these are the only choices that are available to him. And so what does that mean? And then I was thinking about, well, how do I do that? What are the choices that I make that limit me? And for sure, I do make choices that limit me, and those create safety. So it's just a really interesting playground of, you know, what do you choose that creates huge expansiveness for you, and what do you also choose that creates safety and containment for you? And I think we need both. And this reminds me of a story that I read about oh my gosh, the Russian pianist, he's super famous, Stravinsky. And so somebody asked him, didn't he find the 88 keys of the piano limiting? And his response was no. And here's why. Because those 88 keys provide a structure. Just like we have in our English alphabet 26 letters, that creates a structure. Just like we have 8 notes in our Western musical octave scale, that creates a structure. And then within that structure, you have as much infinite room to romp and play and create as you want. And that's really how I understand limitations, is that they create a structure for us. So when we have a limiting belief that says, I can't afford it, or I can't speak up, or people aren't going to like me if I do X, Y, Z, that creates a certain containment of safety for you. And you get to choose, you know, how do you want to expand that? At the same time, it creates a playground for you where you feel completely safe to move in that amount of space that you've given yourself. Is that making sense? I hope I'm making sense. Go give me some thumbs or some hearts or whatever. I don't even know the Facebook thing, but I would love to know if this makes sense for you. And I would also love to know, what limitations do you self-impose that make you feel comfortable? So I realized in my own mind yesterday, when I am claiming, yep, I'm writing a book and it's going to be a big book and it's going to come out in hardcover and paperback, and it's going to have, you know, blurbs from people who admire me and whom I admire, and you know, like, I'm going for the bestseller thing. Why not? Why not? And I realize that one of the things that has been limiting me is this belief that I'm not that. And then I realized, well, why am I not that? Well, I mean, everything starts with an idea. So why not me just take some of my own medicine and watch my mindset around, I don't know how to write a book. And I realized, you know what, Deborah, you have made so many movies. You know how to distill hundreds of hours of footage into something that's crystallized and clear and has a message and has a narrative and is beautiful and eloquent. And you're just going to apply all that same skill and expertise to your book. So that's what I'm intending to do. And I've already started writing it. I actually have hundreds and hundreds of pages, and I need to, yes, I'm going to make a bestseller. Thank you, Rick, for holding me accountable, okay? Let's hold each other accountable as we create our art together. Yeah, so that's what I'm claiming, and that's what I'm doing. And So I'm going to stop making these live videos after day 108, and I'm sure in the next 6 days I will say something about 108 because it's such a powerful number. But I'll just give you a little tease about why I love that number and why I picked that number, because it contains 18, which in the Hebrew gematria is representative of the Hebrew letter Chai, which means life and light and luck. And I'm choosing all that. So that's my message for today. Have an awesome day yourself. I would love to know what your limitations are, the ones that both keep you safe and the ones that you want to expand to create even more safety for yourself. Have an awesome day. Bye. Thanks for watching.